Hello, 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 welcome back to the continuing adventures of Octowitch, our octopode wizard extraordinaire. He's not actually called that, I just... Shut up! Anywho, here he goes. I've completed 3 of the 4 hells, I've acquired 13 of 15 runes. Let's go ahead and ditch scrolls I won't be needing for sure, namely Identify. And is there any remove curse in the dungeon? There's tons, so I can afford to lose a few, so let's go ahead and take those with me just in case. Do I have any cursed items, incidentally? I do not. Okay, good. I'm carrying the Scepter of Asmodeus for absolutely no reason, so I'm going to ditch that. It allows you to summon Hellfire, I'm pretty sure, and it also costs so much that it's not worth doing. I'm not sure, what does it do? I think that's what it does. Okay, fine, I'm too curious. It summoned a Brimstone Fiend. What concerns me is how long. It's certainly following me pretty well. And now it turned. And now it's gone. Okay, moral of the story. Scepter of Asmodeus summons potentially allied, but typically hostile and quickly reverting to hostile creatures. Do not use. My Ring of Fire is on, my Ring of the Mage is off. That's good enough. Let's go. I definitely want AC boosters on, since I'm likely to get hit by iron attacks and the like, and I have 24 AC on a non-armor wearing character, so that's quite reasonable. If I'd been wearing Pearl Dragon armor on top of all this, it would be fantastically better. Transmutations have gone up again, so let's see how we're doing for Necromutation. Still 3% failure, that's pretty bad. Okay, well, keep training Transmutation then, I have no problem. Spell failure is a big deal to me. It's a bigger deal than damage, because at this point I'm dealing enough damage to beat everything that I will come across. Can always be dealing more, mind you, but enough is an important word. Quite frankly, the best way for me to raise my damage at this point is to wield the Staff of Fire, because, for those of you who missed it, I did the calculations I think 2 videos ago. Wielding the Staff of Fire basically puts me at maximum damage possible. I hit a cap. Because I'm already getting 1 enhancer from my mutation, and another enhancer from my ring. Remember at one point I was theorizing about wearing 4 rings of fire? Yeah, that would have been way too superfluous. Okay, I actually am suffering some sustainability level issues on account of my misreading the crystal ball. I just realized I haven't summoned a single dragon. That's been my biggest concern here. It's why I haven't been able to ignore enemies nearly as well as I usually do. So let's make sure I've got my dragon entourage up and running. And then we can go. Maybe trouble around here somewhere. It's actually been a long time since I've even seen my Shinigami videos. I'm very curious to see just how I did things back then and see how different it is than how I'm doing things now. Shinigami, for those of you not familiar, and I strongly recommend you go back and watch the videos if you haven't seen them, because I'm only saying that though because I recommend people go back and watch all my videos. I love my videos. I wouldn't post them if I didn't think they were good. But yeah, the reason I mentioned that, what I'm talking about is there's an early video series I did where I started off with a vampire who was standing on the... Oh, shit. This is a good time to blink, actually. My mana just went to 0. So I kind of need to get mana back, and I'm surrounded by enemies that can burn me, so I'm likely to lose scrolls no matter what I do. Okay, there we go. Now I have a reasonable amount of mana, enough to start defending myself. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, basically he starts off standing on top of the Orb of Zot with an entire Zot 5 cleared. And from there, I take him and clear out the extended endgame, 1 piece at a time. I don't think that was my first. I think that might have been my second attempt at the extended endgame at that point, and pretty sure both were successful. But anyway, I might be wrong about that. I'd have to go back and check. I've beaten the extended endgame quite a few times at this point. I know for sure that I was using summon dragons a lot then. I don't remember if I was using it as my primary means of attack or a supplement. I'm also almost entirely positive I was following Sifmuna and not Vehumet, which changes things. I don't think I dipped into a Ziggurat. I might have walked in and then walked out after like 10 floors. I don't know. I have to go back and see what I did different. Whereas now, I have this newfound confidence that if I build correctly, by the way, what did they say? Run away, thou goatish miscreant snake molt. Wow. That may be the most creative insult I've ever heard. Obviously, I'm different now. As long as I built correctly, I'm typically pretty confident in my ability to take on Ziggurats. And more important than take on or not take on, my ability to judge whether or not I am ready to take on a Ziggurat. I have completed tons of Ziggurats now. One deep elf I have has done 2, another has done like 7, another has done 8. In fact, funny note, the one who's done 8 Ziggurats is currently active on the Krull SZ server still. I play him from time to time, and he's on a quest to try to collect all of the unrandom artifacts the game has to offer. He's up to like 30 or 40 of them at this point, and yeah, it's kind of a dumb thing, but it's a way to pass the time. You hit a point like with this character where most of the loot I find is irrelevant to me anyway. I have what I need, and I have what I want, and while obviously if you can offer me a Ring of Fire that also is Intelligence +6, I'm not going to say no. Hell, if you offer me Sustainabilities that has bonuses, I won't say no. I mean, there's a lot of good rings to be had out there. But at the end of the day, I can beat the game with what I've got. I can beat Ziggurats with what I've got. What I would really like is armor slots so that I could raise my AC to the 60s. That would be great. But it's not possible on this character. Oh, shit. There are just... I don't know, I must have tripped an alarm or something because these statues are cropping up all over the place. And something just woke the dead. I'm just going to start blasting, I think. Shit. This is the other thing I hate about Iron City of Dis is keyword iron. They build these walls out of non-diggable material. So my usual tactics of burrowing into safety when I'm feeling concerned, you know, like a true creature of the deep. Yeah, that doesn't hold here. Do I have allies? Can they like give me a hand, please? There we go. Anyway, with Shinigami, I'm pretty sure I was utilizing a Sifmuna channel and Dragon Spam strategy, whereas here I'm using a Crystal Ball channel Firestorm strategy, and, you know, dragons are around, but anybody who says this is a summoner run clearly doesn't know what a summoner run really looks like. Okay, because of my Crystal Ball fails, and because I haven't been wearing sustainabilities, my intelligence has dropped several points. So it's actually worth my while to figure out how are we doing for spellcasting. Summon Dragon's looking a little bit heh, but it's okay overall. Otherwise, everything's fine. So, no concerns yet. The big thing is going to be... Seriously, this is the other thing about Iron... I'm complaining about Iron City of Dis a lot because it's a challenging place. But finding the door in most of these areas is pretty straightforward. You know, a little bit of scouting around, but on average, 2 floors you'll get stuck on for a while. The rest are fine. But this place, especially the final floor, my god, it's so hard. Is it just a statue? Do I have disintegration? Damn it. You see, that... You know what? I just realized I can probably blink past it, can't I? Thank god. I was not fancying going all the way around just to get across a tiny little 1-inch gap. Okay, let's get my dragon spam on again. Always good to have help, and then move. Turn up my evade. Now, let's not forget, I woke up a shit ton of metal golems before. I can only imagine that I'm going to do the same thing again. You know, I bet a caster with, like, Shatter or something would do fantastic here. Because they could blow apart all these creatures, dealing triple damage in all of the walls and everything. Instead of me, who has to deal, like, 4 firestorms just to get through these guys' goddamn armor. On the flip side, Shatter aggroes dragons. It makes them aware that you're attacking them, and they try to attack back. So if I went Shatter, I wouldn't be able to use these summons. And obviously, I rely on the summons a lot more than I'm concerned by a few extra channels. But I think that's the core of the reason why I'm miscasting my crystal ball so much right now. It's not that it's not that I'm miscasting more, it's that I am casting more, period. And the more I cast, the more I miscast. Also because I'm more tempted to spend that last extra... You know, when I hit 18 mana and my targets are dead, no harm, no foul. When I hit 18 mana and I only need 1 more blast, it pushes me into the suboptimal to channel range. And I'm tempted to channel there anyway, which is more likely to fail, which is more likely to make me try it again and bring it to 0, or suffer ongoing intelligence loss. Or temporary intelligence loss, not ongoing. Okay, we got a clear. Let's wake up some dragons. Oh my god, they literally hid the exits here. Douche. Okay. Abilities up. Tell the dragons to go crazy. I don't want to face the guards. When did my mana go to 0? I'm just curious. I don't remember. You channel some magical energy. You channel some magical energy. You go downwards. Reaper, you block the attack. Dragon claws the Reaper. Trembles. Bolt of fire hits dragon. Reaper spot place. Dragon breathe fire. Blast of flame. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Gold dragon convulse plus flame. You don't have enough magic to cast fire. When did I lose my mana? I channeled up here. I ordered them to attack. I didn't attack myself. I have no mana. What the fuck happened, man? Anyway, if I ever go back and watch this video again, I'm gonna have to figure that out. For the time being, I'm just glad that I happen to have allies, because otherwise I would just be pissed and dying. Okay. Okay, you obviously don't know the meaning of fair. In any event, it doesn't really matter. Alrighty, well, we just gotta keep blowing shit up, I guess, until we eventually get out of Dis. It's, as I've said before, and I do stand by this, I remember in version 0.9, Dis wasn't actually— Fuck! Another goddamn mana drain. Admittedly, you know, that's the thing about mana drain. If you have the ability to channel, it's not a huge deal. If you have decent invocations, it's not a big deal. Or evocations, it's not a big deal. But it sucks every time it happens. Especially because it is random. I mean, there is always like a 10%, 7%, whatever chance of a miscast or misevocation. And if that happens, it could be the drain. And so it's unexpected every time, and it sucks every time. It's like rolling a nat 1 on your guaranteed to hit attack in D&D, for those of you who play D&D. God, I love D&D. You gotta have the right group to make it work, though. Anyway, I'm totally brain drifting. I'm actually really glad this octopus has worked out as well as it did. I had 36 fucking mana. Good God. I wish that it scaled all the way up. That, you know, you were guaranteed success past a certain point. Even if that just meant, like, at 40 mana and up, you're guaranteed success. That would still be something. Because then the anal retentive among us could, you know, regularly spam channel properly. You know, I'm not even gonna deal with that tentacle. I don't go into this tentacle shit. Oh god, why do I have... Oh, I do have scrolls. Because I wasn't expecting too much hassle. Whatever. Just get me out of here. This is floor 5. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take a red door down. That means that if I have to retreat from the whole of Dis, which is possible at the rate I'm fucking miscasting, if I have to retreat from Dis, I'll have to find a new way down when I come back this way again. Incidentally, my shield skill is 1 lower than it used to be somehow. Probably because my dex is lower, and that probably trickles down somehow, I don't know. Clarity, regen, those are good things to have cursed on. 1 more floor to go, and then we're out of this hellhole. Hellhole. Literally. Oh god. Yeah, when allies walk over Zot traps, it kinda sucks. And for every bad floor, you occasionally get a good floor. Remember how I said, like, 2 floors will generally stall you a long time? Well, I guess that was my second, that was my makeup floor that went really fast. We are here, Dis 7, home of the Dis-pater, meaning the father of Dis. We are doing pretty good. This place in the past has spawned as this rigid iron city that is so complicated that I ended up spending almost 20 minutes navigating it. I really hope that doesn't happen this time, but it still might. So we'll hope it doesn't. Oh god. This is the reason that... I've said it before, I'll say it again. Gehenna scares me the most, but this is the most lethal. And the reason is really just Hell Sentinels. Everything else is just symptomatic. The Hell Sentinels are the real problem. I don't have a single one-shot kills answer for them. And, or 3 shots kills or 10 shots kills answer. And they do have a 10 shots kills answer for me. Hell, I'm not confident in my ability to stand up to four Hellfires in a row if they're bad Hellfires. And the other thing is, they have all manner of unseemly abilities that they can use against you. If they get into melee range with you and you attack, you instantly take 3d20 damage or so, something like that. For those who don't understand the notation, imagine rolling a 20-sided die 3 times and adding the numbers. So as little as 3, but as much as 60. Now, this is partially resisted by your AC and all, but see, that's the other thing. It's one thing when I see it coming from a distance, it's quite another when it just shows up adjacent to me because of hell effects. The Brimstone Fiend is really bad, but in some ways the Hell Sentinel is more dangerous. Not as scary, but definitely more dangerous. Because ultimately Hell Sentinels, they don't have smite targeting, oh god. My intelligence has been drained to truly pitiful levels at this point. If I'm not wearing wizardry, now's a good time to put it on in favor of anything that doesn't need to be here. I guess AC +6. No, intelligence plus. Definitely intelligence plus. My firestorms, by the way, have become significantly weaker, but thanks to my base powers and my double enhancers, significantly weaker is still not weak. I'm beginning to get a sense of the layout here. We've got all these chambers funneling into a central area, so let's stick to the central areas. Ideally, we're in and out as fast as we can be. I do have restore abilities. I have several restore abilities, so... You know, if this ever gets to the point where my intelligence being low is a problem, I can totally fix that. Notice also that I am packing the hall with dragons. This is a defensive measure to prevent the spawning of enemies adjacent to me behind me. Because enemies can only spawn where they have the physical standing room only, right? Okay, mortars to burn, mortars to burn. Let it all end in hellfire. God, Behumet is awesome. Okay, totally gonna wake up all of the troll corpses. I actually remember being a vampire down here and being ecstatic that I could actually drain the iron trolls. Because generally as a vampire you've got bloodless status on most of the time at this point in the game, and permanent, and all of your HP loss becomes permanent. It goes without saying that smite targeting smoke demons were one of the most irritating things in the game, and recharge scrolls quickly became like 8 back to back. Ooh, those are enemy dragons. Cool. They do die in one firestorm, though, because they're pansies. Hell Sentinels, not so much. They're not pansies. Again, following the fire in the hole principle where I shoot into the doorway, hoping to hit things that I can't see. Tormentors. Can you imagine trying to do hell without torment immunity? Good God, that would be... I don't even want to contemplate it. There's a reason so many late game melee classes switch to the Shining one in the end. He gives them that whole aura halo thing and immunity to torment, and I think RN+++ even. Really, a lot of the reasons I become a lich, TSO would fulfill. But hungerless spamming of all sorts of things, yeah, he can't do that. Ow. You know, it's ironic, but hell blasting me for significant damage is actually one of the least concerns I have. I resist a fair amount of it, it isn't actually that high usually, and regeneration immediately gives me back most of it. Not immediately, but rapidly. Okay, by my estimation, there's a left side and a right side that I'm of this thing, and I'm walking towards the right currently. It does not look like this is actually the exit though, but who knows, maybe the boss is hiding in one of these turn around the corner dealies. I'm going to try the bottom one first because it's on the opposite end that I entered from. My dragon army is dwindling, so let's replenish it so that when my mana dwindles, I can hide behind them. Okay, there we go. Several dragons, a couple non-dragons, a few firestorms later. See, this is where Iron Shot would have been perfect, because usually a strong-powered Iron Shot or two is all it takes to knock these guys down. Okay, it really looks like these are just loot rooms, and hello! Just to point out, a search for helmet reveals that this is the first actual cool helmet I found all game, not counting the one that I used acquirement to get, which turned out to be boring. But anyway, a boost to intelligence is always a welcome thing. It helps with spell casting, it helps with spell power, and because it's just an ego item, it means I can actually improve it with enchants armor scrolls. Oh shit! Something happened that just filled me with contamination. It's a good thing that I'm a lich and I'm not actually concerned about this. But I will, you know, spam dragons until it passes. It's the equivalent of saying, let it wait until it passes for me. This is my, you know how when you hit 5 repeatedly to regenerate? Yeah, well I hit spawn dragon and use crystal ball / staff to do the same thing. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and just blow up whatever's in these things. Yes, hit my gold dragon. No, don't hit anything else. Channel. Heal. You'll notice that my permanent HP has begun to take hits on account of this very significant contamination. It's not actually very significant, because if it was, it would be in red. But I'm calling it that because it's probably the most I've been contaminated ever since that one time that I, control blinked like 5 times in a row back in the Ziggurat. It's a good thing I did that too, because, you know, being at full health and all, I'm sure those panlords would have gotten me. Whatever, that's just reminiscing at this point. That was a while back. It's actually interesting. These are some of... I don't always go back and watch all of the videos I make, you know, because I was actually there, I actually played it, so it's not as cool. These Octopode vids, though, I've been having a good time watching every now and then, because I can't believe that a non-armored classed character can do as well as this guy is. I mean, it helps that he's got 8 rings and all, but rings aren't giving you AC. And anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's finish up what we're doing here. We finished off the tail end, and it looks like we're making, if you look at the image on the left, I mean the map image, it almost looks like the lower jaw of a spherical head, and you can almost see the inner room is being hidden from view. My guess is that inner room is where this monster, the boss, lies. Let's just blow up this Hell Sentinel properly. There's going to be more Hell Sentinels, so it pays to have high mana capacity available wherever I go. Also, this gives me a chance to order my dragons to be on the offensive, as opposed to on the defensive status where they just assume I'm trying to kill everything. It's okay, guys. If you want to shoot, you have my permission. My intelligence is restoring very slowly, but it is coming back. Which is a plus. And they are... Okay, so far so good. But this is part of why... Okay, it is the father of Dis himself. Shit, he came faster than I was ready for him. The good news is I have more than enough summon shaft to hide behind. Let's power up, haste, and start blasting wherever he's bound to end up. He has, I'm sure, significant immunity to everything. Electricity and fire in particular. Okay, he isn't actually immune to cold, which is an interesting note. So Ice Storm actually would probably have hurt him more if it was max powered. Whatever. This is why I am utilizing summons to hide as well as I am. Okay, I just got mana drained, so good time to back up, contemplate my life, make some more dragons, and then continue doing what I was doing before. He doesn't have a good smite targeted storm spell. He does have a lot of summons, but let's be honest here. Between summons and fire, I'll take the fire every time. I don't know if I actually killed him or not. Did it say? You killed Dis-topian. Okay, good. He's dead. Him being dead is a big change. I still have haste, so I'm able to get a lot of attacks in before these slow-moving creatures actually get a single turn. And even though my intelligence is down almost 12 points, I still have perfect casting thanks to wizardry. The Staff of the Dis-topian. I'm going to use poison arrows against this guy until he dies. Alright, transmutation just hit over 22, so that can shut off now. And we're just going to go ahead and max dodging, I guess, next. You know, anything that's going to help with my defense is fine here. I mean, I don't clearly need a lot more in any other department. What does this thing do? Can unleash the fury of hell, hey? Let's see what that looks like. Aim my hellfire. Actually, that didn't deal terribly much damage. I'm taking about 15 damage at a time, and oh god, it is taking a lot of MP, though. Yeah, we're not going to be using that ever again, but, unless... Oh god, they're flanking me? Assholes, I'm going to blink out. All that MP I wasted trying out that new rod is coming back to bite me. Let's make some more dragons. Boost MP. Keep swiftness active and into the fray. Let's poison arrow you. Poison arrow use. Poison arrow, poison arrow, poison arrow, poison arrow, poison arrow, poison arrow. Yeah, that was a lot of poison arrows, but imagine if they had all been firestorms. 1, 2, miscast, 3, 4. So really, the poison arrow kind of worked pretty well, actually. With Dis-topian are dead, and there's no need to go around both ways. Obviously, that's the law. There are two equivalent paths to reach the back room, which has gold, the rune, a couple of amulets, the random spawns that come at melee range just to prove how unfair the game wants to be, and which are now all dead thanks to a well-cast firestorm and dragons to pick them off. I don't have an identify scroll for these, so I'll have to get out of here first before I can identify them. Unlike other times where I've just teleported out, here I'm more interested in, I'm more willing to walk, because these intricate corridors could actually prove even more difficult to navigate after a bad teleport. God, that's so cool. And I'm really looking forward to getting out of this hellhole and going restore abilities and such. Dude, why did you skip an obvious door? Whatever. Okay. So these two amulets are both fantastically cool, I'm sure, but especially the int +3 warding one, but without clarity, they're just not safe. Especially since I can induce confusion by using my thingamabob. my doohickey, my crystal ball. Restore abilities, bitches. Oh, who's got 42 intelligence? That would be I. You know what? I don't like 42 intelligence. That's for sissies. I want more intelligence. I'm gonna take off wizardry. Now I have 45 intelligence. You know what? I don't want 45 intelligence. That's for sissies. I want more intelligence. I'm gonna replace you. I got 48 intelligence. Yeah, that's a lot of intelligence. Actually, that's a shit ton of intelligence now that I think about it for 10 seconds. That kind of intelligence, combined with the wizardry effect, there's no wonder all my spells are like freely castable and all. But if we went back and did our math, and I believe I don't have to, that's enough that I'm probably max Firestorm powered right now. Even my Summon Dragon spell is max powered, and it's not even being enhanced properly. Okay. That's the end of hell. Unless I left some things behind in the doorway, which I forgot about. Any scrolls here? Okay, any potions? Nope. Okay, good. Next stop, there's only one rune left, and that is the Tombs rune, aka the Golden rune. That's where we're heading next. That's it for now, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.